Yes, please. Yes, go ahead, please. Sylvester Innocent and Chioma Ngige. Yes, honestly, yes, the weekend we'll take the week. I've been trying to get my laptop to, I don't know what is happening to it, so that the registrar can use the other. I can't explain. It's the it's just the one the registrar will use. Just maybe for just a minute, then we said I can go ahead with the phone. With my phone. My phone is on. But Mr. Lomi, I think you'll go there and meet you. He can meet you there. No, he can share it with you. Clearness, if you also sit down so that the witness can see your face. Witness. Please, are you Bible? You don't know whether he's using Bible or Quran or it's for okay, it's for examination. Okay, so the witness is already on board. So remind him of that. Witness. Witness, unmute yourself.
Good morning, Your Lordship.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm fine, Your Lordship. And you?
We're fine. We thank God. You remember you're still on earth?
Yes, I do, Your Lordship.
Okay. Okay. So the first council is going to ask you some questions.
That's noted, Your Lordship.
Okay. Mr. Makanjola? Yes. So you may also sit down so that he can.
Mr. Adeyemi, you confirm that you are conversant with all the exhibits you tendered in this case?
Yes, Counsel. I confirm.
By the way, do you have those exhibits with you there?
I only have my statement, written statement of oath, which I know references all the stated exhibits.
And I'm struggling to hear you.
Can you hear
Can
me
you speak
now?
louder, please? I cannot hear you.
I was saying I only have my written statement of oath, which references the stated exhibits.
Please, who is in Phoenix X6517 and HP? Can you put your video? Can you put your video on so that we'll know who's here?
One of the exhibits you tendered is Exhibit C11, the letter from the Federal Ministry of Labor and Productivity. Do you remember?
I remember, Counsel.
Let me try to help you since you don't have those documents with you there.
Thank you.
In Exhibit C11, paragraph 2 reads as follows. The termination of senior management staff of the defunct Main Street Bank without the payment of their severance benefits made the disengaged staff to petition the Honorable Minister of Labor and Employment on the 11th November 2015 for the ministry's intervention. Following the petition, several meetings were held between the parties, that is Skybank and their group senior staff, where it was revealed that the staff in question were handed over to the management of Skybank alongside other assets and liabilities of the company. You don't doubt this letter that you tendered?
No, I don't doubt.
So you confirm from this letter that the assets and liabilities were handed over to Skybank based on this letter?
As so stated, and Skybank now became Polaris Bank.
We'll come to that later.
Thank you, Counsel.
Are you aware that this court and the Court of Appeal have both affirmed that Skybank and Main Street are not one and the same entity. Are you aware of that decision?
I'm just hearing that. Answer.
You're just hearing that for the first time.
You're right.
Okay.
You said they stated that Skybank and Main Street Bank
Are
not.
different entities. And it says it's just hearing for the first time. That same decision also says that Polaris Bank is a different entity, haven't been.
Yes.
My Lord, the witness has alleged that Skybank is the same entity as. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Mr. Makanjola. Yes, he has said he's not aware of any judgment. So can you continue to ask him about the content of a judgment he's not aware?
Very well, we'll come to that later. I appreciate it a lot. Now, in all the exhibits that you tendered, exhibit C1 to C12, is there any of them that was issued by the defendant in this case?
Skybank took over.
That's not my question, sir. Is there any document before this court issued to you by Polaris?
Yes. I think at the time of I'm getting my facts right. When as at the time of leaving Main Street Bank, I had a mortgage standing, I think, over 39 million naira thereabout.
Mr. Adeleke, my question to you is that based on your exhibit C1 to C12, there is nothing issued to you or
Mr.
issued by
Makanjola,
Polaris.
can you adjust your device so that your inside, we are seeing the persons behind you?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I said in the exhibits you tendered, and I wish you were here to show you all of the exhibits. I put it to you, sir, that there is none of these exhibits that was issued by Skybank, by Polaris Bank PLC, the defendant in this case. If there is, just call my attention to it.
I don't have access to the exhibits you're talking about, but my understanding is that Polaris took over Skybank, the same way Skybank took over Main Street Bank.
Well, remember my first question to you, whether you were conversant with all the exhibits you tendered, and you said yes.
Ansel, any reference to Skybank means Polaris. Any reference to Skybank means Polaris.
Okay. By exhibit C12, would I be correct to say that your employment was terminated by Main Street Bank and not Skybank?
My employment
by exhibit what?
Exhibit C12, my lady. Your employment was terminated by Main Street Bank and not Skybank.
Skybank took over Main Street Bank.
We'll come back to taking over. It's a simple question. The termination was issued by Main Street Bank. Yes or no?
The termination, by my understanding, was issued by Skybank, which have taken over Main Street Bank. By my understanding, as of 16th of January 2015, Council.
Sorry, can you say that again, please?
My understanding, my termination was issued by Skybank, which have taken over Main Street Bank as of 16th of January 2015. If I was at 16th of January 20, yeah, that's my understanding.
And this understanding is deduced from Exhibit C12, if I'm correct.
Like I said earlier, I don't have a copy of that exhibit, so if I wish I had that here, it would be easier for me to reference.
Registrar, please, I'd like to show the witness Exhibit C12.
Share this. Don't give me paper.
I have to confirm that this is the document that forms the basis of his understanding. The witness. This is Exhibit C12. Can you see it?
It's blurry. I don't see anything. I can only see your weak cancel. It's blurry. I can't see.
Okay, we'll come to that if you cannot see it. Document is clear for yourself. Are you aware that Polaris Bank was only issued a banking license on the 21st of August 2018?
I'm aware that any reference to Polaris to Skybank means Polaris Bank, and Polaris Bank took over Skybank, the same way Skybank took over Main Street Bank.
So this your awareness.
You was aware that Polaris Bank was issued banking license when?
21st of August 2018. That's my question to witness.
And your response is what?
My reference is that Polaris Bank took over Skybank, the same way Skybank took over Main Street Bank.
You've not answered my question. It's a direct question. I've answered you, but this your awareness.
There won't have been a Polaris Bank without a Skybank, but I understand, because Polaris Bank took over Skybank in terms of the exact date.
So how did they take over? What formed the basis of this takeover?
I mean, it's there in the public.
It's in the public.
Yeah, in the public.
Okay. So it's not before this court, but it's in the public.
What is not before this?
It says that is awareness of the defendants being taken over by Main Street Bank is in the public. And I've then asked him whether that awareness is before this court. He says is in the public of the takeover of the then Skybank.
Yes.
I put it to you, sir, that in all of the documents you've tendered from Exhibit C1 to C12, none of those documents show that Polaris assumed the employment liability for Main Street or Skybank.
Answer, like I've said before, Skybank took over Main Street and Polaris took over Skybank. So the reference to Skybank means Polaris. I should submit.
Exhibit C6, which is the staff handbook that you issued.
Can you just allow me to?
Sorry.
Yes.
From the documents you've tendered, Exhibit C6, and I'd like you to please confirm if I'm right or wrong. Exhibit C6 is the staff handbook of which entity?
As stated in my written statement of vote, like I said, I don't have that the document you're referencing here.
I put to you, sir, that Exhibit C6 is not the staff handbook of the defendant in this case, Polaris Bank.
Counsel, without Main Street Bank, without Sky Bank, there wouldn't have been a Polaris Bank. And Sky Bank took over.
C6 is what?
Exhibit C6 is not the staff handbook of the defendant, Polaris Bank. And your answer is what, sir?
Sky Bank took over Main Street Bank. And without Sky Bank, there wouldn't have been a Polaris Bank. So my reference to Sky Bank means Polaris.
Okay.
I still maintain.
Okay. My last question, sir.
Yes.
Exhibit C11, which is the letter from the Federal Ministry of Labor and Productivity, does not say anything about Polaris Bank. Would I be correct?
In council, without Sky Bank, there won't have been a Polaris Bank. And Sky Bank took over Main Street Bank. So my reference to Polaris, so Sky Bank is the same as Polaris. I should submit.
Yes.
Do you know any Babatunde Oshosanya?
Babatunde Oshosanya. None, no, I can't remember. I know so many Babatunde Oshosanya. I can't remember.
Babatunde
Oshosanya.
Oshosanya.
Ososanya.
Who's that? I can't remember.
Yes.
Well, that'll be for the witness. I'm grateful.
Any reexamination? The witness is discharged.
Thank you, Your Lordship. Does that mean I can exit?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Your
okay.
Lordship. Thank you, Counsel. Thank you.
Okay, so we're done with the picture.